Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Zoe,
I'm Mark.
and we are the Board Adventurers. So for today's video, we're going to be doing another late to the game review. And today we're going to be reviewing the tile laying card drafting game, the Isle of Cats. Now, the Isle of Cats is designed by Frank West and published by the City of Games.
With the Isle of Cats, the arc of this game is based in 5 turns. So the premise behind everything is that there's a villain that's trying to basically set fire to the island, and you're trying to rescue as many cats as you can onto this ship so you can sail away, saving as many lives as possible. So in the beginning, you're going to be getting this two fold out board of a ship. And you're gonna see, different symbols on it, a couple rats. Basically, just everything is like in squares. After you get one of those, you're gonna get 20 fish. That'll be your starting currency, I guess you could say, for each round. You'll draft 7 cards, so each player will draw 7 cards, and you're gonna draft them around the table. So you'll take 2 cards, you'll pass them, you'll pass the remaining. You'll take 2 more cards, you'll pass the remaining until you get the last card, and that'll be the 7 cards you have. Of the 7 cards you have, on the top left of those cards, you're going to want to buy them. Any cards you don't want to buy will just get discarded. The rest you have to pay fish for. So for an example, if you have a card, say that's worth 2 at the top here, you need to pay 2 of your fish to send them out. To keep the card, in your hand. After that, you go into
Public lessons.
Correct. So after you draft, you're going to have to reveal any public lesson you kept. That's any of these blue cards that will read public lesson at the bottom left there. You'll have to reveal them, and then you'll go into the next phase, and that's rescuing cats, which is the main premise of this game. So at the beginning of a round, you're going to be cats are going to be showing up on 2 sides of the board, and this is the board that you have here. So one is on the 3 fish side, and one is on the 5 fish side. That'll be indicating the cost of fish you need to spend to save a certain cat. When in turn order, each player is gonna play their cards face down, and then when everyone's played, you're gonna reveal them simultaneously. Whoever has the most amount of boot amount will be first in turn order. All right. And then it'll go down progressively. So basically, it's like the idea of you're trying to chase down cats. Who's the fastest at grabbing a cat?
I did not put that together.
All right. So you're going to have 2 types of kind of baskets. So if you see here, you have baskets that are broken, and you have baskets that are full and not broken. The broken baskets can hold, the full baskets can hold 1 cat apiece. You, as a player, have a permanent basket to start with every round. So you'll always have 1. The broken baskets count as half a basket. So you need 2 of these broken baskets to count as 1 for you to catch a cat. All right, then you're gonna go in turn order, rescuing cats, paying fish, taking them in. Whenever you take a cat, so let's say, for example, you took this lounger right here, you're gonna take this one, you're gonna lay them on your board. The first cat can go anywhere on the board. You can place it anywhere you want. Any sequential cat that you get from that point on has to be placed adjacent to an already placed cat, because cats don't want to lay by themselves. They want to lay with other cats. So you're going to keep paying until you get to the end of the round. After everyone has rescued a cat and either run out of baskets or just passed, you'll go into playing a treasure or one of these Oshaks cards. Again, they'll be played from your hand, and they give you a specialized tile of Oshaks. Oshaks are wild colors, and we'll get to scoring when we get towards end game scoring, but they add another color of any amount that you call out. Treasures can also be placed. There are these treasure tiles. They can be placed out on the board next to cats, or like somewhere adjacent to it, just to fill up space. And they also count for their own endgame scoring. Yeah. After that, you're going to discard all the cats that are still there because they won't be saved. You'll then discard any of the cards that were used in that round, and then you'll start a new round. You'll carry over all the fish and the cards in your hand to two sequential rounds after. So say if you end a round with 5 fish, you'll carry those 5 fish into the second round. At the end of the game, you're going to be scoring based on cat families. So that's the main way you score this game, is for every amount of cat families you have, you're going to score based on a sliding scale of points. So if you have 7 cats of a certain color, that includes Oshaks, if you decide to call it that way, you're going to get 25 points for that specific family. And then what you'll do is then you'll take any lessons, so points off of lessons. You'll take any treasures, so you'll score points off treasures. Then you're going to do some subtraction. So you're going to then subtract any room that you haven't fully filled in your boat. If you see one of those symbols for one of the rooms, that'll be a -5 per room that you couldn't fill. And then any rats, because, you know, cats love eating rats. If you have any remaining rats, they're negative to your boat too. After that, it's whoever has the most points. And then in the case of a tie, it's whoever has the most fish. And that is the Isle of Cats. So what do you think?
I enjoy Isle of Cats. It's a game I really enjoy. It was kind of a surprise for me as well. One, it was a surprise that I even bought this game.
Yeah.
Because I do not like cats.
Yeah. I don't like cats either.
But I haven't heard anything bad about this game. And the stuff I've heard that was bad, was like, it doesn't bother me so much.
Yeah.
So I was like, really wanted to check out this tile lane, card drafting, card playing game, and how they kind of merge those two like ideas. And I think it really works. I like the card drafting aspect of the game. I like the different types of cards that are in the game. They're very different.
Right.
How it's used throughout the game. I like the act of rescuing cats. Just not having a ton of baskets. I kind of like, when we were reading the rules, it was like, and looking at the cards, I was like, oh, you really don't have a lot of baskets. That's kind of the point. You're not rescuing a ton of cats.
Right.
But you're trying to rescue as many as you can. And I like the tile laying, trying to get families of cats together, trying to get them to fit. The cats are in like all these adorable shapes, and it's kind of cool to look at. What the color? It's just really kind of an adorable, easygoing, but very thinky in some ways game. That kind of surprised me, honestly. What about you?
I enjoy this game too, for what it is. I do like my card drafting games. Tile placement for me has kind of been hit or miss.
Yeah.
But this game, it incorporates that very thematically, right?
Yes.
Because like you only have so much room in your boat. So whenever you lay a cat, so say like if I need to lay a cat, I need to make sure that that next cat can fit into this crevice here, or otherwise like it'll ruin the entire like flow or everything.
Yeah.
Especially if that little opening covers up a symbol. That means I have to search for a tile specifically to place that in, and then sometimes it's of a specific color. So it's like when you're drafting, you want to be able to get baskets to capture cats.
Yes.
But also you need to also think that I also need the fish to capture the cat.
Yeah.
And I sometimes don't have either. Like sometimes you might go too hard into buying the basket for it that you might not have enough fish to actually pull the cat to you.
Yeah.
And like I think that's one of the great things about this game is that it kind of balances those decisions you have to make. It's like, do I want more baskets? Or like I need to go first because I need that specifically.
Yeah.
But for me to do that, I need feet. And sometimes like the best feet cards don't come with a basket.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's some good like choices that you have to make in this game, and I really appreciate like what they do with that.
Yeah, one of those choices you mentioned as well leads to my second point that I really wanted to bring up was the lesson cards. I really like the lesson card. I like that you're drafting kind of end game scoring that can be just for you.
Right.
It really changes how you specifically are playing and looking at the option that you have and the board that you're building.
Right.
And also kind of thinking of what other players are doing. And kind of going like, why are they doing that? What are they trying to get? What lessons do they have? I really like the lessons card that you draft in this game.
Right. And sometimes it's like, is that the lesson card that I passed you?
Yeah.
Like, now I gotta know. Like now I gotta take the blue.
Yeah.
Because I know you have one of those blue lessons that give you points based on blue cats.
It really changes how you draft later on in the game because you're really looking at other people's board and it was like, ooh, I don't want to pass them this lesson card.
Right.
I like that. I really
Yeah.
like that. And the public lessons are a cool idea too, in terms of like there are lessons that goes out on the board immediately, and it's a end game score mechanic that impacts everyone on the table.
Yep.
This leads to my one con for the game. This is not a take that kind of game
Right.
at all, except for one card that's in the game, which I really don't like. So it's a card that removes a lesson card from the game.
Oh, really? Oh, I think I remember this card.
Yeah.
I think I got it played.
Oh yeah, I house ruled it out of the game
Yeah. Oh, really?
because
okay.
so it's not a take that kind of game. So you can save this. I really don't like this card. So you can save this card and play it in the last round, and it removes public lessons. It's a
I
game
see.
where already not a lot of public lessons are going to go out, and people are going to be building their boat based off of that specific card,
Right.
and it kind of removes that from the game. I wouldn't mind it so much. I wouldn't mind it at all if this was a sort of game where there are some take that elements, it's like making players remove cards from their hands or take cats out of their boat. If that was like part of the DNA of the game,
Yeah.
but it's really not. I remember when we played the game when it first came out, it was like a shock of like, oh, that's in this game.
Right.
That's weird. It just feels completely out of
Right.
place.
Because it kind of ruined the flow of like, oh, this person would have had this many points. Now you kind of
Yeah.
removed all those points away. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it so much if there were more take daddy elements in the game. Then it would have felt at home with kind of what this game is supposed to feel like. Because,
Right. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it, so I actually kind of house ruled it out.
No,
of the
that's
game.
fair. Yeah.
But-
I probably would do the same thing too. It's
Yeah.
Like I don't want just one card to kind of like muddy up, like like the mechanics of how the flow of the game typically goes anyway.
And I know this card was design wise. It seems like there's a point to the card being in the game because there's
Yeah.
three of those cards in the game or around that.
All right, maybe that's like a balance in case
Yeah,
someone's
maybe.
like playing a lot and you're trying to like prevent them from snowballing.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
the reason why it's in there. There's like definitely a point to it. They really want to drive home with the amount that's in there, but I just didn't think it was worth it
Yeah.
keeping in there, so I kind of have it removed. But
fair.
that's really my only con for the game.
I think this game is pretty balanced for what it is without that card. Yeah.
Agreed, yeah.
I think for me, I find it very difficult to try to fill up my boat.
Oh,
and I think
yeah,
that's
it's so
the
hard,
efficiency
yeah.
of this game is that you want to fill up your boat, but I don't think you can.
You can. It's kind
Right.
of like each game that I played was like, can I fill this
Yeah,
boat?
I just don't know. I don't even know how people could do it. Like
Yeah.
I end up with so many negative points at the end of a game because
Yeah.
I can't fill like certain parts of this boat.
Yeah, I really like the shapes of the cats too, because it forces you in a way that you have to take the gold out to fill in specific aspects of your boat, and I
Right.
like that too. It leads to like trying to fill out everything in your boat,
Yeah.
but you can't. I really like that aspect of the game. I even like the Oshax cats, which is kind of like how rare they are, and they're kind of like a wildcat,
Right.
and how like getting an Oshax is kind of like, oh snap, I can really fill this in, or like
yeah, you get this. Yeah.
It's
It
cool.
costs a lot though. Like,
does.
That is like
It
a
does.
fourth of what your income is per round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the cascading effect that this kind of game has, where the first round you feel like you can't do much, but by the last round you're doing so much
Yeah.
to try to get onto your boat. There's really a cascading effect of what you can and can't do
Right.
in this game,
Yeah.
which I really enjoy. But yeah, in terms of a buy, play, or skip altogether, where are you at with this game?
I enjoy this game. I think it's definitely a game people need to try out. I don't know if I would lean straight into a buy with this, but I would definitely say to play leaning to a buy. I think there's people out there that love tile placement games
Yeah.
that are gonna like this idea. The drafting might not be into, it might like create a lot of AP, analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
And kind of like lengthen the game to a long extent, but I think it's worth it for this game. I think the card drafting will enhance the tile placement in this game.
Yeah.
So with that said, I am a I'm a play leaning to buy.
Nice. I think for me, I'm at a buy, teetering on play.
Okay.
One, if you like cats, this is a must buy. What are you waiting for? You might as well just get this game.
Yeah.
This is the best cat theme game I played.
Yeah. If you have a cat too, you can also place them in the box. They go right in there.
But yeah, I think the drafting is really good in this game. There's 100% some AP in this game because of the different types of cards that you can get in the lessons card. Whether or not you want to get lessons card early or later, that's a really big decision you have to make. So there is some AP in this game.
Yeah.
But the drafting, I think, is really, really good. I think the tile placement is also really, really good and fun. It's one of the better tile placements that I played. So I just really think it's high end in those two mechanics that it's really going for, which is why I'm leaning towards a buy for this.
Okay, that's fair. I think this is a great game. Definitely, some people will like just fall head over heels for this game.
Yeah, I think it really is a game that kind of took me by surprise. I really didn't think it would be a game that I love. I thought at most I would like this game, but it really kind of took me by surprise on how sound all of its mechanics are.
Yeah, same. I came in not expecting to like this game.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I think the card drafting is what kind of put me all over that edge of liking it, was because it gave me that semblance of I can control what my opponents get to some extent.
Yeah.
And I know now information that I'm passing down the road too. It's like I can maybe anticipate what they're going to draft.
Yeah, 100%.
And then what they're going to take. So then I can try to respond to it that way.
Yeah.
And I like those in games. So like this game does that very, very well.
Cool. Well, that is our late to the game review of Isle of Cats. Let us know your thoughts below. See you on the next adventure. I'm Zoe.
I'm Mark.